Hello friend, in this lecture we will do the hands-on to demonstrate the scenario where user has not specified the href attribute and when user has not provided any value for that href attribute. That is, basically we will be seeing what happens when user has not used the href attribute inside the opening anchor tag, and also we will see what happens when user has used the href attribute but not provided any value for that href attribute. So let's go into the HTML editor to do the changes to the code that we have developed in our previous lecture. So this is the same code that we have developed in our previous lecture where we had two HTML page, home.html and gallery.html. Now let's see the code inside the gallery.html. So inside the body section of gallery.html we simply had an h3 element with the content as we are on gallery page and an anchor element with the content as home and having an href attribute inside the opening anchor tag with the value as home.html. Now let's go into the home.html and see the code. Now inside the body element we were having here h3 element with the content as we are on home page and an anchor element with the content as gallery and an href attribute of this anchor element having a value as gallery.html. Now let's do few changes in this code. The first change that we will do is we will change the content of this anchor element from gallery to gallery with href attribute and its value. Then after the closing anchor tag, let me put the br tag. Let me copy the first anchor element and paste it just after this br tag. Now in this case, we will remove the href attribute and its value. And we will change the content of this anchor tag from gallery to gallery without href attribute. And after this closing anchor tag, let me put the br tag. Let's copy the first anchor element and paste it just after the last br tag. Here we will first remove the value of this href attribute and make it as blank, and also we will change the content from gallery with href attribute and its value to gallery with href attribute specified but no value. Save this and right click to open in default browser. Thus when this code is rendered in a browser, we can see the content as we are on home page. This is the content that we specified as a content of that h3 element. Then we have the content of the first anchor element as gallery with href attribute and its value as an hyperlink. This is appearing as an hyperlink because we have used the href attribute and also provided some value to that href attribute. The content of the second anchor element is not even considered as an hyperlink because we have not used the href attribute inside the opening anchor tag. And the content of the third anchor element is considered as an hyperlink because we have at least used the href attribute inside the opening anchor tag. But please note, in the third scenario, we have not specified any value for the href attribute. Now let's see what happens when we click in each of this link. Now when we click on the gallery with href attribute and its value hyperlink, it will take us into the gallery.html page because we have set the href attribute value as gallery.html. Let's go back into home.html. Now we can see that the content of the second anchor element is not even considered as an hyperlink because we have not specified the href attribute. That is, we have not used the href attribute. Now let's see what happens when we click on this hyperlink. Please notice this very carefully. As soon as I click on this hyperlink, it simply refreshes the page and is landing back into the same page because it is not sure where it should go as we have not specified any value of that href attribute. So this is a demonstration of the different scenario. The first scenario is when we have used the href attribute inside the opening anchor tag and also provided the value for that href attribute. The second scenario when we have not even used the href attribute inside the opening anchor tag. And the third scenario where we have at least used the href attribute inside the opening anchor tag but not provided any value for that href attribute. I hope by now you have got a clear idea about all these different scenarios. So this is all we have in this lecture. Thank you for watching.